Hello there and welcome back after the summer break to the Zero Credentials F1 podcast. We're going to be previewing the Dutch Grand Prix of 2025, giving you some predictions, catching up, a few laughs. So I'd love it if you were to come along with us. Nelly, let's do it. It's been a while, mate. I feel a bit rusty. I'm not with all the buttons behind the scenes that I'm pressing.
Yeah, well, some people may need to give us a pass for this one. We're just easing our way back in after a hedonistic summer. But
I don't know. I think we didn't we talk about beforehand. We talked about potentially doing something over the summer, putting a little video out that people might like to watch. But you've got to remember. We care, but we just can't be asked.
We do both in great volumes. I care a lot. I also can't be asked a huge amount as well.
That's also why we have Zero Credentials motor racing experience, because we've just sat on the sofa watching sport our entire life.
Yes. That's pretty much what I've done this summer. All sorts.
And now that qualifies us to have a YouTube channel. Yeah. Or in fact, you don't need any qualifications, do you?
That's why I love a bit of test match cricket in the summer, because you can literally spend a day on the couch and nobody's giving you any hate.
You've achieved something for that.
Yeah, that's it.
It feels like an achievement.
I've showed my support.
Consuming content generally feels like an achievement when actually you've done nothing.
I've been working extremely hard all summer on that basis.
We've been creating.
Yeah. People work hard to make all this content. I feel that I should work equally hard consuming it. So
that is how the world works, isn't it? That is our art. This is art that we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's what immediately came to my lips.
I like your t-shirt, by the way. The Nirvana t-shirt is looking pretty nice.
Age appropriate. I'm of that vintage.
Yeah, we are indeed. Well, people can't see it. Show them again. I pressed the wrong button. Oh yeah, very nice.
Boom.
Very nice. Well, we do want to get on to the talking about the F1, but it took me quite a few weeks of recording this podcast to notice the buck that you have behind you. If I put you on the screen, oh, look at that. That's a nice looking buck. What's it called?
It's an extremely special buck, and it's called Illumination.
That is actually, just for the audience that don't know, that is my book. I wrote that. And I had at least one customer who purchased
a fantastic book.
I think you bought it. Did I give you
I
it?
did. I bought it. No, I had cool. no freebies, no comps coming my way.
I've got to sell a few at least. And my closest mates were my best option. To
give it a big shout out, because I know you're far too modest to do yourself.
I've sold out, mate. I don't. You don't need to shout it out.
But even so, it has to go down in history. It's an absolutely fantastic.
I sold all 10 copies. All 10 copies that I got printed.
Yeah, I'm sure you signed it for me as well.
I think I did. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about some F1, because people aren't here for talk about books, are they? Talking about something that involves speed and danger, and the occasional crash and fire and jeopardy and excitement. Have you missed it over the summer break?
Yeah, I really have. I've got a confession to make, actually. I started to dabble into in the search for some jeopardy, excitement, danger, and risk. I started to hunt in other directions. So I've on some more of the obscure channels available to me.
Is this since you've got a VPN? Because because of the online whatever act it is that
it makes no difference to me, mate. It makes no difference to my lifestyle.
Sorry, what have you been doing?
So yeah, I've watched a bit of more indie than I would have typically watched. A bit
indie?
More NASCAR, indie. A bit more NASCAR. Sport. I do like a bit of. I've consoled myself a little bit with some MotoGP. I do like the bikes. I do like watching the bikes, but I've come to the conclusion that all of them, they're no F1. They're just no F1. It doesn't provide the same buzz, and I need that buzz in my life.
I was watching some, I can't remember what it's called, the Super GT or some GT thing the other day. That was pretty good, to be fair. It reminded me a little bit of the old touring cars. I used to love British touring cars.
I watched a bit of that as well.
That was phenomenal.
BTCC.
I've fallen out of watching that, but yeah, it's still going, isn't it? I think I'd like to get back into it. But yeah, it's been a long old summer. It's felt like it. And then it's like when you have a holiday booked. I don't know what you're like, but I kind of always just try not to think about it until about 2 or 3 days before it's actually happening. And that's what I've done this time. So we've left it a bit late in the week to record this, but yeah, I'm just super excited about it again now. And then that, just as my excitement was building, the news of Cadillac and their driver signings hit, and I was like, oh, that is cool, with Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Checo Perez back in the mix for 26.
I don't know if it was strategically timed, but it was a nice little bomb drop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, especially those two characters, and fair play to Cadillac, because I think they're not expected to do much in their first season. So get some experience under your belt, get those guys in to actually help you model the car and bring it forward. But great to see Checo back on the grid again, and Bottas is just hilarious purely for his Rascal Tash and hairstyle, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He's been modelling himself on an American for a while now, hasn't he? With the
but trailer trash hick. Like, is that? At what point do you go into you go into the Finnish barber and you go, "Can I have you trailer trash hick, please?" I'd like it. Party business on the sides and party on the back, please.
Yeah, I mean,
have you seen Deliverance? One of them, please.
Oh man, yeah, I think it's a cool lineup. It did make me sort of think the rookies this season have struggled a little bit, and I think there was a thought amongst some teams that the driver lineup has been fairly settled over the last few seasons, and that this time they've brought in quite a lot of new rookies, and they haven't all really performed as you would hope. And you kind of think, well, if you're Cadillac, they think, well, we need a bit of experience. Let's get a couple of proven race winners.
Yeah, very few of them. Very few of them are an absolute shoe-in for extension, are they? This year,
I think it was White's on the text said that he's not surprised that they brought in people like that because they're expecting to be towards the back of the grid. So it makes sense to have people of experience in the seat. That does make sense, but I think in that instance, what I would probably translate experience as drivers with very reliable pace, because that's the rookies. Certainly, this season have shown that they don't have reliable pace. They are all over the place in some circumstances. Maybe it's these cars are difficult to drive. I don't know, but their kind of performances have been very up and down. Maybe Hadjar stands out as
he's done
one of the
really
better
well.
ones.
Yeah.
Bortoletto's been a lot better in the last few races, hasn't he? But
he's outdriven the car.
Antonelli's done that, hasn't he? And Liam Lawson and Oliver Behrman.
I mean, nobody's had an absolute clanger. We haven't had a Mazepin or anything.
Oh no, I mean they're a lot
similar to that.
They're a lot better than your Logan Sargents and other duffers that Williams had in for a bit.
But Cadillac will have a 3-year sort of business plan to get themselves established in the sport, and I think it makes perfect sense to get some, because it's not just the data, as you say, reliability is key. For them to be able to develop the car, they don't just need data, they need consistency of data. Then they can really understand what's going on with the car, and they'll adapt quicker as a consequence. Again, don't expect them to do anything meaningful in the first year, but you might get the odd little surprise.
Was it Checo or was it Bottas? I think it was Bottas actually who was sort of teasing that they might not be that shit.
Yeah.
And I was watching some podcast about it, and I think it was a Sky Sports one. They're sort of saying that they have had time in the wind tunnel with a chassis that they now have that the other teams couldn't do, because at that
they're
point.
Locked in,
Yeah, they're not bound by all the rules at that point.
So yeah, I'm excited. It's only been around a few years, Zandvoort, and unfortunately, this is going to be its last running for the foreseeable. Because
you said that before we started recording. I'd kind of either didn't know or had forgotten that. It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the banking. It doesn't have a classic F1 feel in terms of the stadia and everything. Yeah, going about it, and it's literally next to the beach. It's on the dunes next to the beach, so it's open to some hostility from winds and sands. But it's served as well. Looking back at last year's race, some nice overtakes. It all seemed to happen on the start-finish straight, but I think the camera work and the banking and the tight twists do make it entertaining. But yeah, it's certainly not one of my favourite races, but I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm the same. Shall we crack on with some predictions?
Let's do that.
I can't remember what the what the current scores are. I think it's pretty close, isn't it?
I must be winning by now.
Shall I find out?
It's not. I've marked myself there. It's not good for me. I think it's hotting up between you and the whites. And
yeah, I think we're a couple of points of each other. But I mean, that's the level of professionalism that we're currently delivering on this channel.
Don't think I'm in double figures yet.
I will put it up on the screen so people can see what the current score is. Yes. So let me get some. I'll go first because I think there's been accusations that I'm just letting everybody else go and then coming in with a better answer. So
stealing all our ideas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lando Norris on pole position. I believe that going into the summer break, Lando has carried some momentum, and he's going to carry that with full confidence into qualifying. I then think, I've betted against Max Verstappen too many times in my life.
Ooh.
And I might. So I'm going with Max for the win.
Rolling the dice.
It doesn't make any sense with the current state of that Red Bull, but you just never know. Home crowd, loads of orange, everybody shouting his name. He didn't win last year, so he's going to be hungry. It's the last one.
It is.
A send-off with a Max Verstappen win. That has some romance to that story, doesn't it?
I like that.
Lando Norris in second place because he's going to lose the lead at some point, probably right at the start. Then Oscar, Charles, and George. My heart is telling me to put Lewis Hamilton in there. I don't think.
I resisted that. Perhaps unsurprisingly, I've got the same five, but not in that particular order. But I think it is a bit of a roll of dice with Max. I couldn't bring him that high up in my rankings of the top five for the race. But
yeah, it's a sensible.
You're a fool to write him off.
Yeah, my head is telling me that he's not going to be up there, but I just want that. I quite like that story, to be fair. Go on then, who are you going with?
Well, so just quickly, in terms of the due diligence as well, I couldn't get past Lando. Not only taking the lead back last year, but then scuttling off into the distance. It was actually a statement last year, statement of intent, and he did extremely well. I think he was thick end of half a minute up the track by the time everyone finished. So yeah, and perhaps unsurprisingly, I couldn't see beyond that for pole. I give Lando the pole. And for the race, I've given Lando the win because, based on that form last year, and if the McLaren is anything like tuned the way it was for this track last year, then they've got to do extremely well. And then Oscar to follow him because they're too close to call. They're going to be there or thereabouts between one another. Quite fancy Charles on this. He did pretty decent, so I've got him on the podium on Sunday, and then I bring in Max and George.
Watch him. Max and so you've got Lando, Oscar, Charles, Max, and George. Charles has had a couple of stinkers over the last couple of years at Zandvoort, hasn't he?
He can do well or horribly, and I think that's my roll of the dice on this one. But
Yeah, I like it. It's and White's unsurprisingly has the same 5. I mean, that's the only thing you can predict fairly reliably, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's gone but in order, he's gone for Oscar on pole position, Oscar for the win. It's not surprising. White likes the bad guys. He preferred Max over Lewis. He likes Oscar. Maybe he likes Oscar more.
Oscar the robot.
I think we need another caricature of something. Oscar the robot. And then White has gone pole for Oscar, win for Oscar, and then Lando, Charles, Max, and George. So very similar to you. Just you've got Oscar and interesting.
Yeah, I showed my hand first, so I think he's just
switched the top.
Yeah, I'm just carrying it.
Maybe he must love Lando. Actually, just wants to be different to you, which is fair enough.
Yeah,
add some spice.
That's how points are won and lost. But yeah,
he did. He's already. I know that was maybe a bit harsh on Whites, but he's already mocked me today in a banterish way. But when we sent our predictions through to each other in advance this week, and I said that I am done betting against Max, like a bit of a Max fanboy all of a sudden. So he created this image here, which I'll put up on the screen.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Which is pretty funny.
Make that the thumbnail for the video. It must be.
My head looks massive on the, but it kind of my head.
Mate, that's entirely to scale. He's done you favors in that.
He's actually shrunk my head.
You've got a head the size of 3.
That's
in a beautiful way.
So yeah, that's the predictions. I mean, yeah, we spent the first 10 minutes not talking about this race, but I don't see. I've got to say, I don't see all that much drama occurring in the latter part of the season that isn't the sort of thing that's been happening already. Actually, I'm excited for it. Yeah. I'm excited to see more action. I really hope. Actually, I'll scratch that. I don't believe that. I want to see lots of action between Oscar and Lando, and I think we're going to get it. I want to see them fall out. I want to see them hate each other and have Andrea Stella and what's his face? The McLaren boss.
Zach.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah.
Zach.
Them two splitting them up.
Holding them apart.
Yeah.
He ain't worth it.
Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg style. I want some of that action.
No. Michael Schumacher style on David Coulthard. Stomping all the way down the pits.
And punching his helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know, has there ever been a punch out in F1?
There must have been. There must have been. A proper takeout.
I mean, Lance Stroll took it out, hit the wall, didn't he? Broke his hand.
Oh, my hand. Oh. What a boot, my hand. But it's...
Was that your best Canadian?
What a boot. I just know a boot.
You're usually pretty good at impressions.
The Canadian evades me to this day. I agree with you. I think the second half of the season is typically when all of the teams are dialed into where their car is, and you don't often get many surprises, but you get people bunching up together, and that's the front of the pack, the midfield, and etc. So I absolutely agree with you. I think there'll be a lot of head-to-heads now with Lando and with Oscar, and long may that continue, because I think it'll be great. Some of the best racing that we've had in recent years, especially when you've gone through periods of dominance from one car or another, are the inter-team battles, because realistically they're the only ones racing one another. So, and we're a bit luckier this year. I think there's more in the mix, but McLaren do have the edge, and I want to see the inter-team battle getting really tasty now.
Yeah, me too. I would also like to see a couple of wins for other teams as well. I think Ferrari always go well at
when it's too late
in Italy, don't they?
Yeah,
and we've got Monza's coming up, so that's exciting.
Yes.
I really hope that Max doesn't drop off with that Red Bull. I hope he's not rolling round in 7th place by the end of the season. That's kind of.
Has there been any more speculation as to his future?
Not to my knowledge. I think he's just not that I've heard.
But the fact is, regardless, he holds all the cards at the moment. If he wants to stay at Red Bull, he can stay at Red Bull. I know there's been a couple of whispers about him having meetings with Toto, or even being seen on, Toto being seen on his boat, or
they were
something
on a boat.
like that.
They were definitely on a boat.
Yeah,
because they were joking about Crofty being invited, which he wasn't. He denied it, but I think he had been to the Hamptons with some of the F1.
Oh, he's an insider, is he?
Yeah,
completely lacks credibility and independence now.
He does a bit. He knows stuff that he's not telling us.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I want him to be on our side.
Yeah.
Have you seen the F1 movie yet?
I have.
What did you think?
I thought it was good. It was better than I'd anticipated, because I'd expected a bit of a psychodrama, and based off your review, which I thought was very accurate, it was good. I enjoyed I particularly enjoyed the female protagonist. She was doing something for me. You know where I'm coming with that? She was,
yeah.
I don't know if it was the greatest Irish accent in the world. Forgive me, she's probably a native Irish woman, and it's completely natural. But no, it was really good.
Do you know what one of the things I did find interesting about her that gave me a question, actually, which I still haven't had answered, is that in the movie she was poached from Lockheed, as in Lockheed Martin. I sort of, when I was watching it again with Hannah, I was saying to her, it's better making racing cars than making weapons, isn't it? And it then made me wonder: is that happen in real life? Because that's all aerodynamics, isn't it? Building aircraft, and
I mean,
is that happened? Was there anybody that's in F1 that used to work for Lockheed or that?
I don't know the answer, but I presume they almost have to be. I mean, certainly on the design in the aero side, it's got to be, because that's exactly where you'd go to poach it. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily go to a mainstream car manufacturer and their aero, because they're dealing with 100 miles an hour, 130 miles an hour top. They're extremely limited with what they're doing. Whereas if you're going for more extreme speeds and what aerodynamics do in those circumstances, you've got to look up rather than look down, I would imagine.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Simply hydrodynamics, I'm sure boat builders and things, there must be something very similar in F1. It'd be interesting to see the background of some of these people. Yeah,
I'd like to know more about the behind the scenes stuff. I really want to see a well done documentary about how F1 move around the world as well. Ted Kravitz sometimes talks about, he does freight chat when he does his notebook. He does freight chat, and I quite like freight chat. I want to be driving one of those DHL lorries.
It doesn't necessarily go into the Jeopardy column, but it's certainly of interest how the logistics of F1 work. Yeah. But I mean, people must have had other careers before they joined F1, and like the Ferrari strategist probably was the person who shakes that 8-ball and say, "What do we do next?" The outlook is not too clear. Oh shit! Shall I bring him in for tyres now? Probably not.
They just went down the local fair and pulled out a fortune teller. And
big time.
Their Italian accent isn't even real.
Yeah, it's like a faux Italian restaurant on Linthorpe Road in Middlesbrough, where a guy from the local estate is flipping around, going, "Hey, what do you want to offer on me?" And going in the kitchen, going, "2 margaritas and a bowl of chips, please." Yeah.
God bless the Northeast.
Good stuff, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think we will probably... Should we record Monday for the post-race? We'll put it out a bit later in the week to spread out the love. And yeah, that's it. Let's roll a bit of music to finish
times.
This show off like we're a couple of professionals here.
Nice
position. Yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the video and leave a comment as well.
Just
let us know what you think of the second or latter part of the season, as it were. And yeah, that's it. See you later.
Good to be back. Thanks.